A story in 5 words.
America 250, Republicans more proud. All right, Mr. VP, we talked about this on the 5 briefly. There was this poll ahead of America's birthday that found that 56% of citizens are extremely or very proud to be in America, which is a record low. Shocking nobody, 90% of Republicans were very proud, but only 29% of Democrats. 78% said the American dream is harder to attain. So are you, like I said on the 5, I wasn't surprised because we're inundated with messages about how kind of almost irrelevant patriotism is. What's your take on this?
So I think this is a very, very bad thing. And to make a bipartisan point here, the Republican VP trying to be bipartisan, I was raised by patriotic Union Democrats who maybe wouldn't have agreed with every single policy of a Republican administration, but they recognize that this is the greatest country in the world and every single one of us should be grateful to live here. And I think that is the fundamental problem. Greg, it doesn't bother me when congressional Democrats disagree with our policies. It bothers me like that they're just terrible people, so many of them. But what really does bother me is that they don't show gratitude for the United States of America. Disagree with our policies, but if you don't feel grateful to live here and for the people who made it possible, then what are you even doing being in public service?
Yeah.
Too many Democrats don't show appreciation for the country.
Kyers, I guess what I'm reacting to is the way a large group of Americans will smirk. Like whenever, like if you, like they'll smirk at American flags and pickup trucks. So smirk when people. That's what I like. It's like, where does that come from? You know?
Well, you mean like a positive smirk or like a ew smirk?
Or like how stupid these people are.
Okay,
they aren't aware.
But you know why they do that? Because they have somebody next to them going, I know, right? I think the VP made a great point, but I don't think the water's that deep.
Yeah.
I think we live in a time where you want attention, you act tormented or tragic, but you don't really have something tragic that's happening. So I can't stand my country because the way ICE is. And then the person next to you is like, you're so brave for saying that out loud. I know we are. They just need to get the black lipstick and the thing and be like, my favorite color is sad. You know, like it's just so.
You can still love America and do that.
Yes, but you do it with flair. And you're only sad about when you think someone doesn't like you. So, no, and everyone loves her. Tell her.
Oh.
But that's the thing is like it's just this virtue thing they say. Then and maybe you could talk to the big guy and get an executive order if you're sad and don't like it.
God or the president?
The president.
The big guy could mean many things in my life.
You know what? If President Trump got a meeting with God, he still wouldn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. But the point is maybe an executive order to be like, if you don't like the country and it makes you sad and you're not proud to be here, they will pay your expenses to go to another country. None of those people will fill out that paperwork.
Right.
Because it just sounds cool to be like, I'm so sad, Kennedy.
Do you think it's an age thing? Because I do notice, like, older people tend to be more patriotic. And maybe it's because they've been around longer, they have wisdom, they know how things work. What say you?
Maybe. I don't know. But I noticed that low-key, everyone kind of does celebrate the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I do think it is just a thing, like Tyra says, a lot of people say maybe to try to sound cool or something like that. Like, oh, yeah, like America. But it's okay. You can have things you might want to change about a country, but as you pointed out, these people don't want to leave the country and go to another country because this is the greatest country to live in on the planet, obviously and easily, right? And I don't know why that should be such a hard or embarrassing things to say. I don't quite get that. We also have so much more in common than we do different, and I think that we really should. We got to a place where there's so much money and whatever power to be made off of kind of turning people against each other over things that are really kind of just made up. And then you meet somebody like even you going on The View, and they probably look at you and you're like, oh. Like, oh, that needs to happen more often, I think.
Yeah,
because we really are we were a great country full of great people.
Oh, I disagree. I agree. You know, Kennedy, you are a pop culture icon. I would suggest that a lot of this comes from the movies that we see where America is almost always portrayed as a villain, unless, of course, it's like Top Gun, and it's the biggest selling movie. Like, it's like when America is doing great, they sell great, but almost all the independent films, the serious intellectual films, you know, it's always like an American corporation, a right-wing politician, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the chin strokers are just the ultimate bummers in society. And unfortunately, like, they are being elected as mayors in places like New York and Seattle and probably Los Angeles here pretty soon. But, you know, maybe we need to show our kids movies like Independence Day, you know, and both of the Top Gun movies. Like, I took my older daughter to see Top Gun Maverick, and she's like, "Oh my God, why are you crying?" Like, the whole time. And I had to explain to her, like, the first movie was so defining for us, and it was okay to love this country.
Yeah.
But if you go to parts of the country where I'm from, like Southern Indiana, or where the vice president is from, people look at each other in the car and go, "I love this country," and everyone next to them goes, "I know, right?"
Yeah.
And that's why it's really fun to go to NASCAR races in the middle of the country where you are not from, if you're from the East or West Coast.
Yeah.
Because it's like the reaction that all these World Cup fans are having when they go to the Waffle House for the first time at 2 in the morning.
Right.
They're like, "Holy this is America?" And it's like, damn straight it is.
I think it's actually 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, because Waffle House is America.
Yeah.
And I'm a stockholder.
Yes. Now, my parents, it was weird that they took me to see a really American movie when I was young, and it changed me forever. Obviously, we've all seen Deliverance, right?
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.